All right, we're sitting here with Lincoln head coach Katie Vaughn. Coach, your team finishes the regular season this week. You've got tests against Truman and Washburn, both on the road, where you've had a lot of success this year, but you're going up against two teams that you've lost to earlier this year. What's your focus going to be going into these games?
Obviously beating Truman, we don't want to be swept by anybody. That's our first goal, is Wednesday's game against Truman. They're a tough team. They play hard. They have a lot of good pieces to their team. And I think the biggest one is they play hard. They play with a lot of energy. They play with a lot of intensity. They do a lot of different things. I think they're going to double. They may throw some zone at us. We're going to have to be ready on a lot of different pages there. They're also a team that there's nights they shoot the ball well. They're averaging 70 points a game. So, that's quite a few points in the league. So defensively, we're going to have to step it up, and there's not just a go-to player. They have a couple players that can score, and things like that. So, we're preparing like we always do for them, for anybody, knowing personnel, knowing what they like to do, understanding their tendencies, things along that line. But bottom line, we've got to get better this week. I feel like we've played better this past week going up against Pitt and Emporia, two of the top teams in the league, and playing with them. We didn't shoot real well against Emporia and still only lost by 5. So, we've just got to keep taking strides forward. So that's what we've been talking about this week so far is getting better in our offense. There's some tweaking we need to do to get the ball inside more, understand when they are double teaming, the things we need to do, guards need to step up, those types of things. So, we need to work on us as well as worry about Truman and Washburn. But this week's about getting better.
All right, well, about that, you've already clinched your bid to the tournament, so when you come out this week, are you really going to be trying to go all out and win, or are you trying to just shore things up so that you're ready for the tournament?
I'm always trying to win. I don't go into any game just without. That's the only mentality I go into that game with is winning. So we're going to approach it like I said, any other game. That was one of our worries when we did clinch the getting in the tournament, that the girls would let up, or they would be like, okay, we did it, we're in, and that's fine. Which I don't want them to think that way. Like I said, this week's about getting better, so we need to play with intensity. If that's how we want to play in the tournament, is with intensity and with, just a different mentality, you can't just turn that on. I've tried to tell the girls that many times is we don't know how to play together like that when a few people decide to step up their game. Well, then the other girls that we're not used to that. They don't know how to play with that. So we've all got to find a steady stream and work with it. And hopefully it's with high intensity, a lot of hard work, and executing our plays, understanding what we're doing defensively, paying attention to cues, things like that. So, like I said, that's going to be our goals these next 2 games, is to try and get better as a team, and hopefully that's with a lot of intensity in winning those games.
Well, if you win both of these games, you're most likely going to be the 6th seed in the tournament. If you lose, you'll probably fall to the 7th. When you look at the seeding and when you look at the teams ahead of you, is there any place that you would rather finish, or at this point, are you confident that whoever you play, you'll give it a good go?
I'm confident that I think we can play with the top 3 teams. Obviously we won't get the 8th seed, so it'd be at the 6th or 7th. So we're looking at probably Pitt or Emporia, which we've just seen recently. I think we match up well with both those teams. Washburn might get in there. It's going to come down to how Washburn and Pitt finish out too, who gets that number 1 seed. So all 3 of those teams, I like the fact that we've seen them all here in the past week or 2, so we're going to know, what they're kind of doing. Obviously we haven't played Washburn yet, so we've got to see where we've kind of fallen into place with them. But I like how we match up with Pitt probably the best. Emporia as well. They both have bigs inside, guards so they play a lot of 4 in, 1 out, or 4 out, 1 in, kind of like we do. So I feel like we match up with those teams the best, Emporia and Pitt. So I really would like to see either one of those again in the tournament. But we'll prepare for whoever we get matched up with and go to battle.
All right, thanks, Coach.